promotion for Unit 1. So for this part of the specification, you need to be able to describe promotion methods that are suitable for small businesses in particular. And you need to have an overview of the benefits and the problems of using those promotional methods. So our first question, before we get into that, is why do businesses need to promote their products? Why is this such an important element of the marketing mix? Well, here are a few reasons. So if customers aren't aware of the product, they are not going to be purchasing the product. And part of the way that businesses make money is they raise revenue and they gain revenue from selling products. So awareness is really, really important, especially with new products as well, because people won't have heard of them. You also want to provide information for your customers, especially if it's a very technical product as well. So promotion might not just be about appealing to customers and making a product seem attractive. It might be about telling them about the product features. So this is a YouTube link that I've used in class before, but it's about the new iPhone, and it goes through all of the new product features, and there were a lot in there that I didn't know about either. And it might be to build that brand image for the business. So here we've got a print advert from a magazine for Gucci fragrance, and I think it's called James Franco or something. He's one of those actors. But it's it's a movie star. I know that much. So we've got a movie star in a car, and it looks very luxurious, and he's got a tux on and quite expensive, and it's building this brand image of Gucci, in case you hadn't heard of it before, that this is an exclusive product and it's expensive and it's luxury. And I think the tagline "made to measure," I'm pretty sure this perfume isn't made to measure, but it's giving that impression that it's a very exclusive product. So it's building that brand image, and branding is really important for getting people to pay the high prices that these luxury products charge. So another really key thing to remember when we're looking at promotion is thinking about the marketing budget, because promotion is going to be one of the more expensive elements of your marketing mix. So marketing budget is the amount of money that a business has available to spend on marketing activities such as promotion. And small businesses in particular only have limited budgets, so it's very, very important that they think about the most effective ways to reach and appeal to their target audience. So here I'll go for a few methods. What's really important is if you're looking at a very small business, and particularly if it's a startup business, that you're not suggesting that they use TV advertisement, because that is going to be very, very expensive, and that's really only available for large businesses. But I'll go through some appropriate ones for small businesses. So social media is this kind of relatively new method of promotion, and this is quite inexpensive, although really large companies will spend a lot of money on this, but a lot of people can really easily set up a Facebook page, Instagram, YouTube channel, as I have. It's inexpensive, it's really very easy, and you can connect with a lot of customers as well. You may also set up your own website. Now again, this can vary. I know that there are some websites out there that are very technologically advanced and have cost thousands of pounds to develop, but you can set up inexpensive small websites as well, and there are those like website building tools, one-on-one and those types of things that can set up websites, generic kind of websites really easily. You might find that people advertise in their local newspaper. The really good thing about a local newspaper is that it's focused on your local area, so it's only going to be local people that are reading that, so really targeting that close area. But readership of papers in general is falling as we move more online, so that might be kind of a dwindling market. And also, the saying today's news is yesterday's chip paper, and or it's in the bin the next day, so it doesn't have that kind of permanence about, unlike a website or kind of social media. You can look back through people's posts and things like that, but just going back to kind of the website, people need to know it exists to be able to to be able to, you know, look it up. And there's so many things that come up on Google searches that you might have to pay a little bit more for that kind of search engine optimization, to get it kind of closer to the top of the page. Or you might have to use another method of advertising, such as having an advert in a local paper, directing people towards the website itself. And social media, just going back to that one and the problems of that, it very much appeals to a younger market. So, you know, I you know, have used, do use YouTube, Facebook, but I don't use Instagram, or Tumblr. I don't even know what Tumblr is, actually, to be honest. So it's a younger person thing. So if you're trying to appeal to an older market, that might not be the way to go. Publicity, so this is sometimes called public relations, but trying to get free publicity in a newspaper. So I just Googled free publicity or publicity for small businesses, and this article came up. I'm not particularly sure what newspaper this is from, but I don't know if this is a very good article or a very good promotion for this business, but these two people that own this pizzeria seem to be smiling about it. So you can get newspapers to write free articles if you're doing a grand opening or something like that, and that generates some free press for you. Personal selling is quite effective if it's you know, kind of one-to-one, if it's a very technical product that people need to be explained through the details. I always think of personal selling when I go to PC World or something and I've got kind of questions and I need to ask somebody who really knows about those things to explain some of the features to me. But some people think that personal selling is a very manipulative form, maybe, of promotion, and sometimes, and I've put this picture in for a specific for a specific purpose, because it is showing a more elderly couple, and sometimes people think that it's overly persuasive and people can get taken advantage of. So some people really don't like that kind of personal selling. They just want to be able to browse and look on their own. Just going back to that publicity, free publicity in a newspaper, you can't really control what a newspaper writes about you, so not always the message that you wanted to get across being presented. And then finally, a really good method of promotion is word of mouth. So if you've got really good customer service, if you've got really good quality product, you'll probably get really positive reviews online on TripAdvisor or any of those kind of reviewing websites, and that's free promotion as well. And it might mean that customer comes back, but they tell lots of other people about the product as well, so that's really good. But again, you can't really control what they're saying. They might be saying something really negative about your business, and then that's hard to sort of reduce the negative effects of, because generally speaking, we tend to be more outraged when something goes wrong than when something goes really right. So if we've had good customer service or a good meal, we might tell 1 or 2 people. If we've had a terrible time, we're probably going to tell about 10 people. So word of mouth, when it's negative word of mouth, spreads a lot more quickly than when it's positive word of mouth. This is an activity that I got from the AQA textbook, the kind of endorsed textbook by Nelson Thorns, and it's a nice little activity looking at a new computer setup and repair service, and they've got £500 to promote their business, which is a reasonable budget for a small business, and they've got a few different options here. And what I set my students is, I said, well, what would you spend the money on, and how did you choose each method, and are there any disadvantages of the method? So have a think about this activity, have a think about each one of these factors. What's a good thing about that method? What's a bad thing about the method? And better candidates, I think, will look at this and they'll go, you know, it's unlikely that you're just going to choose one method. You're probably going to choose a few methods to work together, if you can afford it, that is. If you have the party, you're not going to be able to have a few methods, but if you choose a few methods that work together, they can reinforce each other. So a website's great, but you might need to have an advert in a local newspaper or have some leaflets sent out as well to direct people towards that website. So think about that mix and match ability when you're thinking about promotion.